With this energy of soulmate and clearing core wounds, I'm hearing the lost art of waiting. So it feels like you and this person have an equal amount of desire for one another. But in order to actualize a union between the two of you completely, there is a need to confront patterns, wounding, karmic entanglements within yourself. It feels like mostly on an energetic level, but for some of you, this could require shifts, changes, and balancing things out in your material worlds. Like if that applies for this person, there are things that you need to address as well within you, because this is a mirrored energy that has to take place in order for the fullness of what is possible between the two of you to take place. It feels like the two of you are beholden to divine timing at this particular point. And this isn't just like waiting in vain. There's plenty for the two of you to busy yourselves with, fueled by that frustration, that yearning, that longing, that desire. No matter what direction you are pulled in or what obstacles stand between the two of you, whether that is fears or physical, like real world factors that are making it difficult or impossible to really sort of jumpstart this connection, pivot forth into the next chapter experience, or are requiring like distance or even a period of disconnect between the two of you. This is not a lost cause. This is not an experience with somebody that should just be kind of like tossed aside or looked at as something that will never become anything other than what it is at this particular point in time. This person wants union with you just as much as you want union with them. And this person feels equally frustrated by the fact of like, okay, we have this intense connection between the two of us, but the timing just doesn't seem to be right. We have this intense connection between the two of us, and yet I keep holding back from opening up to you fully, or you've opened up to me fully and it's caused me to recoil in some sort of way. This person is very aware of kind of like their end of the equation and what they're responsible for here, and the more that they try to like find a way forward or chisel their way through any kind of obstacles or difficulties internally or externally, it's like they're keeping their focus upon this desire to be able to show up more presently for you, to participate more in this connection, or to cross any distances, actual or energetic, in order to be with you in a realistic way, but also in something where they are ready to embark on something that can be a very transcendent experience between the two of you. This is somebody, it feels like, that doesn't want to kind of like overpromise and underdeliver at this particular point in time as far as you and this connection is concerned. And they're holding out a lot of like hope inside of themselves that the potential of love between the two of you, or what they would define as kind of like love, that we are just waiting to kind of materialize into something that is more traditional, more practical, more realistic. Like they feel that this is love, but you may still be many steps away from living together, being married or being exclusive with one another. But still, the only way this person can define that is love, this pull towards you, this draw towards you, this level of frustration that you're at the chapter in your story personally and with one another that you are at this particular point in time, that kind of like can't be moved through any quicker than is actually happening at this particular point in time, because this is somebody that wants to get down to the business of like loving you for real, loving you out loud, moving across the distance that separates the two of you in order to have something more tangible, more deeply satisfying, something that is lasting. They're putting their full faith and trust in the power of love to see the two of you through this difficult time. They're holding you very close within their heart as they're having to like work on things, as they've had to like take a step back from this connection, as they are kind of like looking towards you as some kind of incentive, some kind of reward for pushing themselves through the rest of whatever cycle they find themselves in, or even sort of strategizing a way beyond any fears that are holding them back, or anything in the material world that they know stands between you and them and kind of the openness of a connection between the two of you. We also have Master Alchemist, Violet Flame activation. Yeah, so this is definitely somebody that sees you as that wish fulfillment, that higher love that they have been hoping to find, have not found up to this point in time in other partnerships. You have opened this person's eyes and perceptions to the concept that like love is patient, love waits, love endures, love finds a way through. That might have just been words or cliches, or their experiences in the past proved to be the opposite. People that they might have thought would wait for them or would fight for a place in their life that abandoned them, walked away when the going got tough. All of that jaded this person as far as like love is concerned. You have come in and you have sparked something within them that is causing them to really hope that this situation will be different from circumstances and past people that they were dealing with, where there seemed to be a lot of potential. And then when pressure was applied in the form of disappointments or obstacles in the connection, that's when things fell apart. This is somebody that has a lot of faith that this connection, wherever it's at between the two of you, has the strength. You both have this kind of like equal interest in seeing things through, that you can get through this like challenging period of time. Maybe even the biggest challenge being the waiting game. If you are at a geographic distance for one another, and there may be sort of like the need to find jobs closer to one another, to relocate, to wrap up certain cycles, or a choice to walk away from certain things, even kind of like save up money to make a way forward. That energy of frustration, it feels like, is definitely encouraging this person to be as proactive as possible and thinking of different sort of solutions in order to speed up this process so that they can be near you, so that they can be with you. If these obstacles, this distance, is in the form of like fears, this is somebody that is trying to not sort of succumb to those fears. They're held in place by the way in which the fear may have stopped them from progressing forward or caused them to recoil. But from that energy of kind of like within the shadows, within the stillness, kind of having retreated a little bit, or feeling very much like, I want to move forward, but I just can't. I want to progress forward with you, but something inside of me is kind of like holding me back. It's limiting me, it's stopping me. I see all this love that you have to give, and there's a part within me that is questioning if I'm worthy of it, or if I can show up fully, if I'll meet your needs and expectations, or I'll just disappoint you, and then I'll be sort of stuck in this energy of feeling all these loving feelings while you're moving in the opposite direction. Anything like that, this is something where this person is trying to almost kind of like reprogram their own subconscious to allow themselves to receive beautiful experiences. This is something where, if fears are a factor here, this person has identified kind of like a lack mentality, like a wound within them, that they are not just kind of rolling over and saying, well, that's just how it is, so let me settle for something or seek something out that is less challenging. This is something where they're looking at that lack mentality, that wounding within, as their biggest opponent, as their foe, as something that they are wanting to vanquish or conquer or fight their way through. It feels like this person is getting very creative in the ways in which they try to like troubleshoot this for themselves. They may be listening to subliminals, mantras, affirmations. They're trying to kind of like not look at things in a negative way or give in to that power of fear inside of themselves. But this is somebody that's really trying to like retrain themselves to believe that good things are possible, not just in general, but here and now in this circumstance with you. This is somebody that is applying strategy every single day. They're looking at the current situation between the two of you every day, and they are asking themselves, what can I do in order to advance just a little bit closer to you, either to open up emotionally, provide you with certain reassurances, or move into the energy of surrender, where even though there is all this frustration, because I have a desire to be with you right now in this moment, that I need to just kind of recognize sort of where we're at in our journey, what's going on in the world around us that may require sort of like timing, patience. It may require us to sort of put our own desires or wants in this situation on the back burner while the timing adjusts, while circumstances get better. Or like in the case of somebody that may be trying to like find a job that allows them to relocate, save up money so that they can move, clear out of, circumstances in their life. Maybe this is habits, lifestyle choices, or other people that they have in their life. It doesn't feel like other romantic partners, but it may just be kind of like people that influence them to, play small with their life, or, bring a lot of like bad vibes or negativity in. This may be somebody that's trying to like cut away from those connections in order to sort of clean up their environment, clean up their energy, clean up their life in general, so that it is a more inviting and welcoming space for this bigger potential between the two of you to have the best chance to really thrive. We also have enter your vortex, aligning with infinite abundance. So you are definitely, again, part of this person's like master plan for the future of where they want to kind of like direct their life towards next. They see you as wish fulfillment. No matter what the challenges that exist between the two of you are at this particular point in time, this is someone that is determined to find a way forward. There's a lot in this energy that just kind of speaks to sort of surrender, and that may be a challenge for this person, who could be a go-getter. They could be a mover and shaker. They set their mind to something and they stop at nothing to accomplish that. So the biggest challenge may be just kind of yielding to the passing of time, to certain circumstances, things that need to align behind the scenes, or especially if it's like fears that are getting in the way, that they can only kind of push themselves out of that energy of fear so much. It may be a very tough thing for this person to soften into that place of admitting vulnerability within themselves and allowing kind of like the natural mechanisms within them to de-escalate that kind of tenseness that they feel, the intensity of that, when they're in your presence, or when they kind of like think of the future, whatever it is that, kind of stops them in their tracks from expressing how they feel, making like a real commitment between the two of you, anything that has kind of like kept them at a distance or has made them kind of like put up a wall almost instinctively when you've tried to show them love, when you've tried to even like hold space. And this could be somebody that, is trying not to self-sabotage, but they can do no more other than honor kind of like where they're at this particular point in time. So as much as you may be frustrated about where things are at, if it's at like a standstill, or you're sort of like, I don't know kind of what's happening next, if this is all there is between the two of us, or if they really want something more, please understand that this person does want something more. And they are trying to find a way to kind of bend reality to their will in order to make sure that they can arrive to you as the most willing participant possible in what they feel will be a transformative experience of love. This is already somebody, it feels like, that has been sort of shaken awake by your presence. This is something where this person normally doesn't sort of like seek out relationships where it's tough, it's a challenge. They got to fight for that. They got to fight for a place in the life of another person. And yet with you, there is this urge to not just sort of roll over and take whatever those obstacles are at face value and be very defeated by that. But this is something where this is somebody that's rising to that occasion. You are worth the fight. You are worth the effort. You are worth even kind of like stilling themselves within that energy of frustration, because there may be things that just they can't do anything about it at this particular point in time. And yet the desire for something more with you is still there. So this is somebody that's, doing what they can with what they have available, trying to kind of like change their way of thinking, trying to look for solutions rather than being very overwhelmed by the challenges at this point. They are trying to find a way towards you. They're trying to make a way forward. But until they kind of like have some sort of breakthrough or circumstances shift for them in a more positive direction internally or externally, it feels like this is someone that's going to play their cards very close to their chest, because they don't want you to feel that there's anything kind of that you need to do to sort of rush in and rescue them as far as what they have to do in their own life to kind of figure things out or make adjustments. They also understand that as much as they may have things on their side of the equation that need to be kind of balanced or moved through, that there are certain things as well within you, like a preparation phase that needs to take place for you in order to make sure you are ready to receive this person fully when they can arrive at the next level with you, or anything that you may discover that may be triggered through this experience that is then directing your attention to things that you can kind of soothe inside of yourself, things that you can come to a place of acceptance about, especially as far as like timing is concerned. And again, this like equal frustration on both your parts. It feels like you both want something more here, and it's very frustrating that you're at the part in your story with one another that you're at this point in time, and kind of learning to sort of yield to that hand of the divine that will move the hands of time forward according to its will, not your will or this person's will, but also kind of working with what you can with what you have at this particular point in time in order to make sure that you like adjust those energies within so you're able to get in the flow place, so that you're able to align with that abundance inside, so that you are able to, receive the fullness that this person has to offer when they can make that offer to you, make that available to you in a realistic way. And also so that you can make sure that you are giving the fullness of yourself as well when the time comes that this person is kind of like open to receive, when they're ready to receive, when they have completed whatever the cycle is that they are in at this particular point in time, or they have successfully kind of like de-escalated from some sort of fear response within that's been triggered. It feels like it's almost kind of a fear of losing you, a fear of kind of whatever these challenges are at this particular point in time being so insurmountable, that maybe you end up being star-crossed lovers, which it feels like this person doesn't want that to happen. This is somebody that's not going to go down without a fight as far as this connection is concerned. You're worth those efforts. You're worth kind of like confronting those fears, or doing impossible things, what they may in the past have thought of as impossible things, in order to at least kind of make that effort to really announce to the universe loud and clear, I don't care how difficult this is at the present moment. I want this person. I want this love. I want the force of love to see us through to better days with one another. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.